back. It is third game of this RTT. I'm playing against Kade and his Plague Marines. This mission is Mission D. This is Scorched Earth, Swift Action, and Tipping Point. We've already deployed up our armies. I'll again quickly go over my list of what I'm bringing. On this side I have my Rhino with a unit of Arcos and a Preacher in it. I have a unit of 10 Arcos ready to fill into that Rhino. Right behind it with 10 Sisters with Melta Gun, Multi-Melta, and Infernal Pistol. This Rhino has the Repentia in it. There are my Seraphim with Flamers, my Canoness with the 3 extra Miracle Dice when she dies enhancement, Morven and her girls, Castigator, and Junith over on this side. Going into strategics, I have a unit of Zephyrum with my Jump Pack Canoness with the enhancement of +1 strength, damage, and attacks. Demonifuge is also in there, and a Castigator is also in strategic reserve. Kate, what do you got going on your side?
I got 2 units of Nurglings, 2 Blight Haulers, one here, one on the far side, 2 Bloat Drums, one with a Heavy Blight Launcher, one with 2 Plague Spewers, 2 Powdered Destructors, one with Heavy Bolters, one with Las, War Dog Carnivore, Squadron of 10 Cultists. I have 2 units of Death Shroud, one in Deep Strike, one on the table, one has Typhus with them, and one has Lord of Contagion with the enhancement for +1 attack and +1 strength. And if he's in Contagion Orb of an objective, it's +2 attack, +2 strength. Rhino with 10 Plague Marines with a Foul Blight Spawn and the Biologist Putrefier. 10 Man-Pop Walker unit, and then Mortarion.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. You have so many more drops than I have. So we haven't gotten to seeing who goes first, but we're about to just roll that up and see you after turn 1. So we just finished Sisters turn 1. Basically, this Rhino stayed still. This Canoness advanced up into this building. These Jump Pack ladies advanced over onto this corner. Morven and Suits moved up. Castigator moved up. The Rhino moved up, shot at some Nurglings, doing like 1 wound, and then the Arcos moved out of the building, charged into the Nurglings. They spent a CP to get all the rerolls to hit. Killed the Nurglings. I lost a dude and wounded a guy from Hazardous, and then I consolidated onto the zone. My missions were Extend Battle Lines and Assassinate. I dropped Assassinate and scored Extend Battle Lines. So we're off to Death Guard turn 1. So just finished Kade's turn 1. The War Dog moved up into this little building. The Kate got Cleanse and Mark for Death. My Mark for Death were my Sisters, my Rhino, and Junith. Basically, most of the things just moved up. Tank moved up to get some shots on my Arcos. Over on this side, the Nurglings moved out, and I flamed them with my my Zephyrum. I think I killed 2 bases and 1 wound. All the shooting over on this flank basically just blew up my Arcos, and this Carnivore made like a good 9-inch charge into my Rhino and blew him up. My Arcos jumped out of the vehicle. 2 of them died from, I rolled 5 ones, so that was fun. And yeah, Kade is keeping Cleanse but dropping Mark for Death, but that was essentially it, right? And all the shooting into there. Almost killed my Zephyrum, but I had the CP reroll, a 3-up save to keep that one lady alive. So hopefully she passes her Battle Shock, and then I get some primary. And we're off to Sisters turn 2. So we just finished Sisters turn 2. My missions were recover assets and no prisoners. These Battle Sisters moved up, and the Castigator came in from reserves. My Arcos moved up to the side of the building. Morven's and her unit went into this building. Castigator moved up. The lady that I saved with the CP reroll failed her Battle Shock test, so I got 0 for primary. Everyone Stern came in from strategic, basically just be there for their fully heroics if needed. Recovering assets are going to be my Canoness over here and Junith over on this side. My Repentia stayed still. Shooting phase, I put so many shots into this guy that did absolutely nothing until Morven herself was just like, ah, fuck it, I hold my beer. And she did all the shots into it and killed that guy just by herself. And then the rest of these ladies and the castigator blew up the tank over on that side. The Arcos charged into the cultists, and I think, Kade, you needed like a 5 on the heroic, and you rolled a 3, so that the Blight Lords, rapid ingressed in, and then failed the heroic, and I wiped out the dudes. I owe you a hazardous check, but we're off to Death Guard turn 2. So we just finished Death Guard turn 2. These guys just kind of moved up into this zone. I think this Plague Hauler moved up to Cleanse. Kade got Cleanse and Overwhelming Force for secondaries. There's a whole thing about like when my Arcos finished killing these things. It's like I'm not piling in anywhere because you're going to get overwhelming next turn. And just like a seer, I made it happen. These deck shrouds came out from behind this building and threw the dev wounds at Morgan's unit, doing 2 wounds. Was outside of range of flamers. Tried to make a 10-inch charge and failed. Oh, the other hauler moved out and Morgan's unit just overwatched, melted it to death. Tank and everything in here blasted this Arco unit down to an Arco and a Priest. And I rapid ingressed my Canoness crew down into here. So we are off to Sisters turn 3. So we just finished Sisters turn 3. My missions were Sabotage and Overwhelming Force. Things that happened, my Morven suits basically went out to deal with the Blight Shroud Terminators. Castigator moved up. This Castigator also moved up to try and deal with the Blight Drone for Overwhelming Force. The Jump Pack ladies came over here to go into the Death Shrouds. And the Priest and the Arco tried to finish off the Blight Lord. This Canoness moved to the middle and started burning the middle. Ephraim and Stern are doing Sabotage in the middle. And that tank tried to, again, try to shot at the Predator, did absolutely nothing, but gave it +1 AP so that Morven can just pick up a tank. I scored 10 points for primary, and then when I did the mortal wounds and did wounds into this guy, he popped off and did a bunch of mortal wounds back to my sister, so my sister squad is dead, but my Canoness is alive. She hasn't died yet. And yeah, we're off to Death Guard turn 3. So we just finished Death Guard turn 3. Plague drones moved up to, again, try to shoot us some shit. I think the Meltas tried to kill my tank and missed. There was a bunch of shots that tried to go in onto my Canoness. Oh, that's what it did. It also moved up to blast the Canoness. Canoness popped her 2 up invuln. Mortarian's guns basically brought her down to 2 wounds. She made a ton of saves. Kade's missions were Establish Locus and Extend. Mortarian moved up, and all the Plague Marines came out of the building and fought Morven's unit. Didn't kill any suits in shooting. In combat, I popped my Fight on Death. Which basically Morven's with 2 wounds left, and I killed all the Plague Marines, and the Biopiper bloated something. The dude with the barrel has got 1 wound left.
Yeah, they Foul Blight spawn.
Foul Blight spawn. And then over here, my Canoness killed the Lord of Contagion, and then he did 2 wounds back to me, and then that Preacher is still just holding on over here, just
the guy with the chainsaw.
Yeah,
just crazy.
just touching things in the middle of combat. So my Canoness burns, Kade gets Extend, and we are off to Sisters turn 4. End of Sisters turn 4. Castigator moved up to get onto the zone. Tried to shoot the crap out of over here. My Castigators did nothing this turn. They literally just decided to just not stop showing up. My Canoness tried to charge in onto this this drone, and it overwatched the shit out of her and killed her with the lethals. Ephraim and Stern moved into the middle, and they are doing Establish Locus and Area Denial. My Canoness charged into Mortarian and forced Mortarian to fight her. My Repentia got out of the Rhino and charged Mortarian, doing like 2 damage. And Morven did 5 wounds to Mortarian, so Mortarian's at 10. Canoness just got punched in the face, but she's back up on her feet now, and she's ready for round 2. So we're off to Death Guard turn 4.
Fascination of
So we just finished Death Guard turn 4. Rhino came out, charged into my Repentia, Ethereal Stern, heroic in, did nothing to the Rhino. I think I did 2 wounds to the Rhino. I brought Mortarion down to 4 with Repentia. Morven died, and I spent a CP to bring her back. She came back with 6 wounds, and that's about it. Over here, nothing really happened. Blow drone hit my Rhino, or my tank for 2, and I hit it back for 1. We are off to Sisters turn 5. So just finished Sisters turn 5. Rhino moved up, picked up all the ladies, tried to get some Meltas in on this drone, did nothing. Shooting did nothing. I think Morven just killed a drone, brought Mortarion down to 4 wounds, and then drove the tank into into Mortarion, did tank shock, did 2 wounds. Morven then charged in. Oh no, I guess I did kill the tank. I did kill you in the tank shock. I brought you down to 2 wounds. The tank shock killed you. Morven then walked into the Rhino, killed the Rhino,
Yes.
and yeah, that was the killing of that. I got Secure No Man's Land and Defend Stronghold, so ongoing for Defend, and I got 5 for Secure for Castigator, and that guy consolidated back onto the objective. And so we're off to Death Guard turn 5. So we just finished Death Guard turn 5. Engage in all fronts and bring it down were the 2 missions. I couldn't do engage because there was only Poxwalkers and a Blight Drone, so got no prisoners instead. Kade scored 5 points for holding his home, and then this guy failed his battle shock, so he couldn't fall back and do fun things. He did chase the dragon to see if what the Desperate Escape would have been, and was a 2, so he just would have blown up on the spot. Yeah, so no secondaries on that last turn. I guess you could have cycled one. Let's see what you would have gotten if you cycled. For Secure No Man's Land, still couldn't have done
Yeah,
that.
because that
OC3.
Castigator's 3, yeah, so that whole objective's just been contested the whole time.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you next time.